now. Alright. Make sure that we are live here. Let me see real quick. Alright, so we are live. We're gonna go ahead and start this nice little presidential debate that we have going on here. First, we're gonna start with the vice presidents. Now, we're gonna go ahead and introduce. I'll just go ahead and do it by. Let's see here. Alright, so the vice presidents, we have revamped Mist 215 representing here Alloyd. And then, of course, we have UK George, but he is not here today right now at this moment. And then we also have T-Virus Outbreak representing psychozombie. Now, I guess we'll go ahead and start this here with our first question for the vice presidential candidates here. Now, question here for first we're going to go T-Virus and then revamped. That's how it's going to go, left to right for me.
Right.
So the questions, here we are. First question is, let me go ahead actually, let me go ahead and actually get to the start time here, so that way we could go ahead and do that there. So, first question, what will your primary focus be as a running mate with your president, with the president?
My primary
Uh,
goal will be to have a little more coordination with our build. I notice some people build here, build there. I think I'll have a group effort, large projects.
Okay. And then revamped.
Um, my primary focus will probably, well, it's most likely it will be to follow with Alloyd's policies while also trying to make sure that everyone in the View server is happy in the View server.
Okay. All right. Just making sure here we have a change with the candidates here. We're going to be adding Minecraft Man representing, or also known as Surfalaster, representing for Desert Cobra. So go ahead and introduce Minecraft Man here. There we go. So he is going to be representing Desert Cobra, like I said, since, let's see here. Okay, yeah, I got that right. Okay, so Minecraft Man, Surflaster, we're going to go ahead and ask you the same question there. If you didn't catch it, it was going to be, what will your primary focus be for your running mate as for the president?
Well, as a vice president, it is one's duty to support and defend the president in the realm of public opinion and assist their vision for this great server.
All right. So we're going to go ahead and go with the second question here. Starting from, again, left to right, T-Rise first. What rules, if any, do you have or do you want to implement that can improve the quality of the server?
Well, I would like to improve some of our security details. I notice some people come in, they grief, they destroy our hard work. A little disrespectful to everyone in the server. I believe we need to update our vetting processes to make sure that we have true builders, true teammates on this server, something to protect everyone's builds and make sure that we can prosper with our builds.
Okay.
That's it.
Revamped.
The rules that I would, I mean, the rules that I would probably try to implement is inactivity. But overall, I'm going to do everything in my power to implement whatever changes my candidate allied would implement.
Okay, sounds good. And now, Surf Blaster.
Now, the Cobra administration would be very, very, very dedicated to the matter of security on this server. We have had a few griefs within the past few weeks, one of which on my own builds, and it was not a good time, not a good time at all. I think security vetting would be a great first step in securing this server's future, and I do believe that inactivity should be disincentivized.
All right. Now we're gonna go with third question here. T-Virus. What do you hope to see happen in 2021 for the server?
Well, really quick, unfortunately, with my opponents here, Alloyd unfortunately has no real plans for such ideas. My implementation will be a larger server base, more secure builds. I believe that the entire server could grow as a whole, and I would like to see that happen. Greater builds, more, as I said, team-based buildings, more security, overall growth across all the boards.
All right. Revamped. Same question to you.
What I would like to see happen in the year 2021 is I would like to get everyone that's wanting to be in the server actually into the server. On top of that, I would also like to see much more fantastic builds get into the server. We also have a whole bunch of empty plots, so I would also, for like basically areas for people to use as their own area, I would also like to see those get used.
Okay. And Surf Alaster.
Development is on the very, very top of our list of issues in the Cobra administration. So, we plan to develop an extensive mainline train system that surrounds the entire city of Bayview. We are investigating and contemplating potential ideas for a subway system, and we are also planning the construction of a naval base down south of Kingsport, along which, to the east, we will have a set of beachfront mansions. Those are the current projects in our sites.
All right. Now, next question here we got. What is one project that you would like to see completed or would like to see made? T-Virus?
Well, I do have one personal project I've been planning myself that I think the entire server can benefit from. A very large hydroelectric and water purification plant. Something that could add some real-life detail and actually provide power and water for the entirety of the server and for any growth that we may have.
Okay. Revamped?
One project that I would love to see get completed is Washington, D.C. Simply because Washington, D.C. is the home of our president, it's also our nation's capital. So I would love to see that. I would love to see Washington, D.C. get finished.
Okay. And lastly, Surf Blaster?
First and foremost, for the immediate future, we would like to see the construction of the naval base completed. Designs of ships and structures for the base is already underway, and we would like to complete that, before which, very, very quickly moving on to Washington, D.C.
Okay. Now, last question here that I have for the vice presidential candidates here. Starting with T-Virus, it's going to be, what would you like to see done to the economic aspect of the world, either choosing to kickstart capitalistic or socialistic views?
Well, personally, I would like to see this server stay in a capitalistic view. Now, there's nothing wrong with helping those that are in need, but we need an economy that can be stimulated, that can grow along with our server base. If we have new people come in, they must have credits that they may be able to spend within our server. As such, my other candidate over there did mention the naval base, which I think, regardless of who wins, should be built. And that is partially what I want the economic funding for.
Okay. Revamped Mist.
Well, the economic system that I would like to see is, I mean, basically the economic system we currently use. Our funding should probably be going for things that we probably will most likely need, which includes Washington D.C. because that's where all of our that's where all of the changes are going to come from. Um, that's
Okay.
now
No.
I can't say about other foreign countries that we have, but
May I interject? Our foreign policy must be strong. We must have positive outlook with the other country. We simply cannot be starting wars with others. Now, that is partially in part to the naval base that we must build. We need defenses for internal and external enemies, but we need to maintain strong, positive outlook with other countries.
Okay, and Surf Laster.
Make no mistake, ladies and gentlemen, capitalism has lifted more people out of poverty than any other system in the world or in history. Now, I am firmly of the belief that income tax is unconstitutional and should be abolished across the board. Lower taxes and lower regulations can spur economic growth. The construction of our naval base is imperative to the security of the empire, and we must get it done.
All right. So that is pretty much concluding our vice presidential debate here. Now, I mean, I'm going to give you all the opportunity to kind of talk amongst yourselves, see if you have anything to say with what you were pretty much talking about, like in any of the questions, if you wanted to point out anything that your opponent said. Anybody want to say anything, or?
I'll interject if I will. Ladies and gentlemen, I've noticed some, if not many, realistic details to this world. As I said, a large hydroelectric dam will provide power. Will provide grids, power lines, things that could go to every part of the map. Similarly, factories, chemical plants, water purification, such details will be instrumental in my candidacy. Now, as my colleague mentioned, the naval base must be completed, but the naval base needs oil refineries, make fuel, and needs steel mills to produce the steel for such ships, and such buildings will be built under my advisement.
Okay. Anybody else have anything to say, or we're all good? Yep. All right. So, yep, that pretty much concludes the presidential debate here. Now we're gonna go ahead. If I could ask you all just to exit the stage here, and we will be introducing the presidential candidates. You can go ahead and exit whichever way, doesn't matter. Now, we're gonna go ahead. Let me make sure we got everything good here. So presidential candidates are gonna be Alloyd. Now, let's see if he's going going back there. And so we have Alloyd for president, running again the second term. Now this is actually his second term that he will be running. He was our past president for the past year, so here's Alloyd. Desert Cobra, 1987. And Psychozombie, 72. All right. All right. So pretty much, I'm going to be asking you all the same questions. Of course, we're going to have some different questions later on. Now, I'm going to go ahead and start again, like I did before, left to right. First, psychozombie, alloyed, and then desert cobra last.
Okay.
All right. So, question number one: what will your primary focus? What will you focus on primarily if you become president?
Well, thank you for the question, Altor. I appreciate it. My main
Mhm.
priority would be, of course, to advance the world as much as possible by including many different people with many different building skills. It seems a lot of people in this world typically build the same kind of things. Of course, as my VP said, we want to include more industrial builds to make the world seem more advanced and more realistic because everything is powered by industry builds. So if we do that and include more people that are capable of doing that, we can advance the world even faster than we were doing last year.
All right. Alloyed.
I'm in the
Sorry.
I would like to focus my two things to is working on Washington D.C., finishing that up, and working
Dude.
on New York, and what buildings we don't reuse, we will resalvage them for the next time when we need somebody to have an extra building around.
And now, Alloy, do you want to make that a priority to do DC?
Yes.
Can I respond to that?
Yes. Go ahead. And
Dude, okay, well,
you got
making
the-
it a requirement to do DC kind of prevents other people from completing their builds around the world. For example, do you want, let's say I'm building a courthouse, which I am doing right now, and you make Washington DC a priority. Why would I want to take time away from my build to do that mandatory? I think if we're doing DC, everybody
Hold on,
has the. Excuse me.
Hold on.
Excuse me.
No, hold
Excuse me.
on.
If
hold on,
everybody
hold
has
on.
the. Excuse
I'm
me.
still. This is still my turn. This is still my turn. I hope you know.
given
This
the
is still my
opportunity to
turn.
respond.
No, no, no,
I
no,
was
no,
given
no.
the
This
opportunity
is
to
still no,
respond.
no, 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 no.
Yes,
This
Altor.
is no, no,
Go
no,
ahead.
no, no,
Okay,
no,
wait. Hold
no,
up. Let's
no,
just go ahead and calm
It's
down a
still
bit.
my turn, and I didn't get to finish because I was interrupted by you. First of all, I didn't say you had to build Washington D.C.
You just did.
It's
You just said it's a priority.
No, no, no. You're
You just
twisting
did.
my words.
Nope,
Twisting
nope.
my
I asked
words.
and you
No,
said yes.
no, no. I was trying. Stop. I'm trying to say is if you don't want to work on Washington D.C., it's a project for anyone to join if they want to. Okay.
Okay.
First of all,
Let me actually, before you continue talking, let me go ahead and actually move to Desert Cobra so that way he could have some input too on this. Desert Cobra.
Dude, this is rough.
Thank you. I see myself as the law and order candidate, and I would like to see us focus on more of expanding our government, expanding our military, and using this to bring the server together all under one authority.
All right. Now, I'm just going to go ahead and move on to the next question. If it's going to go ahead and be, what rules, if any, do you want to implement that can improve the quality of the server? Psycho, you're first.
Dude, well, for starters, I do think that each new player should not only apply for a position as they're doing right now in this world, but should be required to build something that meets our standards and needs in a faraway location by building some kind of new area platform where people can build builds, and if they do meet our requirements, then they can join, of course, after their application has been approved. There are many things that can be done. Another rule that I would prefer would be to have, everyone who wants to build something new has to get approval from the owner of that area. Too many people build things in this world that shouldn't be in the world without permission. People build houses in Alloyd's area that don't end up looking good, and they never ask him for it. And I know he's seen that before, and it's upsetting because then he has to delete those houses. Buildings in the city have been taken down because they weren't up to par and they didn't do well at all. They were never finished, and they weren't given permission there. So I think we need to be more strict with our building permits and applications.
All right. Alloyd, you're next.
I totally agree with what my candidate said. I totally agree with what he said and all he stands for. I disagree on one thing. It is a right to build in this world if you're into the requirement to do so. And if you're a bad builder, you shouldn't be on here. It's easy as that. And second of all, I see a lot of great builders. The problem is they don't have the
Dude, that's what I
qualities,
said.
and they don't have the qualities. If they don't meet these standards, they shouldn't be in this world. And second of all, you know, it is Minecraft. You know, we're not perfect here in this world, and we're not perfect in Minecraft at all. Some people are going to make mistakes, and everybody's got that issue, you know, like me. I make many mistakes myself, and I was a professional builder at one time. And we're all getting older and wiser. We learn something every day, and I think we need stricter rules.
All right, Ellen,
I'm
your
done.
time is
May I
up.
respond to that? Dude, because he did kind of. Is that okay?
Yes, go ahead.
Dude, okay, so I didn't ever say that bad builders would remain on the world. I did say that we need better standards and more strict rules. I did say that if their builds don't meet, aren't up to par, then they don't deserve to be on the world, as you said. I think he did get a little off topic there at the end when he just started talking about, being who we are or whatever. But I do think that we should be more strict. And of course, let me just say this again so that people understand. If there are bad builders, they do not deserve to be on the world, because this is not a world for garbage builds. We're not Alpha Hippo Gamer server. So that's all I have to say.
All right, Desert Cobra, same question.
I agree with Psycho on a lot of subjects with this, and I believe that there should be stricter guidelines to bringing on new members to the server, and wouldn't be hesitant to use my executive order of 66 to remove any people from the server that don't hold up to our standards.
All right.
Dude, don't you think that's kind of like dictatorship, though? Dude, if you don't mind, don't you think that's dictatorship? I mean, you did say under one rule earlier, and that is dictatorship, and we're not a socialist country.
Yeah, and I totally agree with that too. And second of all, if you're not
basically,
a dictator,
by me
if you're not a
agreeing with both
dictator,
of you and doing the exact same thing, but just putting it under different terminologies, I'm a dictator. Gotcha.
Dude, it's
Yeah.
a dictator. You said under one rule,
You're a
it's a
dictator.
dictator. That's a
you
dictatorship.
said your platform is you're going to put smoke
The
houses.
whole country
Where you're
is
gonna
under
burn
one rule of the
houses. You're
president.
going to actually
No,
burn
the
houses.
country isn't under one rule of the president. He has executive order, but then there's a Congress, there's a Senate, you have the House of Representatives, and we already
I'm
have
all for
the Speaker
creating
of the
the Senate
House.
of the Republic.
Yeah, but under the rule of the emperor, so it's still dictatorship.
All right, we're gonna go ahead and
Trust me.
continue with the next question. So again, what do you hope to see happen in 2021 for the server? Psycho?
This is my question, right?
Yeah.
Dude, okay, well, in 2021, of course, it'll probably be a much better year than 2020. I do plan on seeing many more active players in the server. As of right now, it typically seems to be the same people over and over again. I also want to see double the progress of what we made this year. I think it's possible under my leadership. With someone like me in charge, I know that we can get much more done. It's important to grow an economy, and with someone who is running as a dictator and someone who hasn't done anything for the server in the past year, we probably won't be able to achieve economic growth and stability.
All right. Alloyd, same question to you.
When I took office, we only had 2 cities going on, and we got multiple projects. We're almost to our tipping point. We're going to be building so much more, and we're going to have so many more people the next year. And that's my main goal for this server as president, to get more players on here, more active players, to help certain projects go on with their projects and getting it done. And the other thing I would like to do is make my number one goal is to grow our economy better ever before.
Dude, you changed your number one goal twice, so what is it?
It's a lot of things I got. I can't speak about all of them.
Dude, yeah. Okay.
Okay,
right.
my number one goal is to get more players on this world. That's my number one goal, period.
And
Your
Alex, don't
time
mind me
is up,
asking,
Alex.
do you think you were the one who made everybody continue progress in the cities? Do you think that that's because of your leadership that everyone started building stuff? 'Cause
Yes.
if I do remember, you did work on your house for about 4 months. You changed it continuously, didn't build anything on that street, you didn't
That
do
is-
anything in the cities.
No,
Excuse me.
No.
And you do not have any influence on people.
No. Okay. that was my personal time off. When I go to the country club or do my
Presidents
thing,
don't take that much personal time.
yeah, I had to. You know what I mean? Sometimes I didn't have office at the
Dude,
time.
for
That
what?
was my president's office
Dude, for
at the
what?
time. That was my president's office at the time. Ask anyone. Ask
Yeah,
any
but
of
you
my
say
friends.
you say you advanced the world, but I didn't see any of that come from you. I saw other people building stuff in the world. Ultor, Gator doing the terraformer, Emerald building Russia, Cobra doing a lot, me doing a lot, Virus implementing
I
a
did a
lot.
lot. You don't think I did
What did you do
anything?
besides the house?
I did
And
multiple
tell
things.
Gator to move the school
Let the
16
hate
times.
flow through you.
That's your opinion, my friend.
We're gonna
Hey,
go
well, it's
ahead
not
and
an
ask,
opinion, it's a fact.
Desert Cobra,
Dude,
if you could
fact.
go ahead and just answer that same question.
Facts.
For the next year on the View server, I would love to see a grand army of the Republic be built and the Senate of our great server be finished and completed in Washington, D.C. And I would love to see us recruit more and more great builders to our empire.
All right. Now we're gonna go ahead and go with the next question here. Starting with Psycho. What is one project you would like to see completed or would like to see made?
Thank you for the question. One project, of course, I have many, but one main project that I would like to see built and completed is a strong military base. As my VP and Cobra's VP mentioned earlier, a naval base, yes, but there are other things that we need. We can't just have naval bases. In each area of the city, we need to build a base, that makes the map, the world, a stronger society. Also, like Virus said earlier, we should implement a hydro dam because it makes also for a stronger economic society. It powers a lot. Water is important, and that'll help with that, keeping it clean, making a prosperous country and world. And I think it'll benefit the community even more and make us stronger if we have many military bases around the map, because one just isn't going to be enough.
All right. Alloyd?
Can you repeat the question?
Yes. What is one project you would like to see completed or would like to see made?
My projects I would like to see, one project specifically I would like to see done when I leave office and the next time around, it would be New York. That would
Alright.
be my final answer.
Okay. Desert Cobra?
I would like to create a new branch of the military, a space force, as you would say, and build us a grand station that we would be able to serve all of the worlds around us.
All right. So we're gonna go on next question here. Starting again with Psycho. What rules, if any, do you want gone from our rules that we have currently?
Sure. Well, being honest, when it comes to rules being taken away, I see none that are major that should be taken away. Everything was put into this world for a reason. They were implemented by previous leaders and owners of the world, such as yourself. But if I was required to remove any, it would be something that doesn't seem to benefit the society as much. Now, I don't have anything specific because, well, nothing too crazy ever happens in here where the rules are required to be super strict. So something small and unnecessary, but as of right now, I don't see a flaw with any large aspects of rules in this world.
All right. Alloyd?
Can you repeat the question?
Yes, so it is, what rules, if any, do you want gone from what we have currently, our current rules?
Actually, I like the rules we have in this world for two reasons. I helped made them. They work perfectly fine. And I don't have any rejections of that because I'm the one that helped Elfin make the rules. I'm fine with it, actually. It's pretty nice. It's still into play. I did a good job, and they're reinforced every time, and it's working good so far. Except one rule I would like to add to the board, if I can, one of these days, is if you grief, you're automatically banned.
Okay.
Kind of sounds like my executive order I mentioned earlier.
And
You have to make sure you find the briefer too. You can't just.
Okay, hey.
You can't
Hold on.
just.
It's still my turn.
I
Okay.
know.
When after this debate tonight, I'm making a executive order the first thing I'm doing is my last thing as Commander-in-Chief is
Your last
making-
thing.
it is my last thing if
Are
I
you
don't
admitting
win tonight.
defeat?
I don't know yet. We don't know.
Are you conceding to this election?
No, I am not conceding. The thing is, there's always a next time, and I'm fine with that. I'm really Maybe it's time for
So
me
you're
to
not too
step
confident
down.
in yourself as of right now, is what you're telling us.
Hey, no, don't put words in my mouth, please.
I'm not.
That's
It's
not
just by
right.
your attitude. It's by your attitude.
It's not my attitude. The problem is I already know what's going on here. We already know.
Okay, I mean,
Fake news. No, fake news.
All right, we're rolling
It's not
off
fake
topic
news.
here. I'd like to
Fake-
answer
All
this
right.
question.
Yes, Desert Cobra, go ahead.
What?
I am a firm believer that rules should be in place and enforced. Like I said, I see myself as the law and order candidate on this stand. And if anything, I would like to add some additional rules with the consensus of our great Senate.
All right.
seems
So
that you
we're going
really
on
only
to-
care about the Senate. You only talk about the Senate. I mean, there's other branches that
I
should be
believe
put
that
in
we
place.
need
all
to
I hear,
have
all I hear from this candidate
good form of
is
government.
he cares about the Senate, the
Our-
Senate, the Senate.
our
We don't
government
want to
is
hear
broken.
about just the Senate.
need
the
to
Our
Senate.
build
government, yes, and
ourselves
I will be able to
stronger.
fix it. Our government is broken. It hasn't been working properly at all, but I'll be able to fix that. Under one
I
rule,
had-
a dictator,
This
it doesn't work. It
This
doesn't
world
work. The
was
Senate's going to
perfectly
be
fine.
biased.
This world was perfectly fine. What are you talking about? We had a great economy.
Alloyd, a lot,
I made.
Alloyd, a lot
I
of
had a
people
great
grieved, a lot of
economy.
people left.
I had-
There aren't consistent people on this world anymore. Look at how many people are
Yeah,
here
but
right
the problem
now.
is, I wonder why. Because people got lives
Because-
to deal with. No, listen. People
There are
got
70
lives
members
to.
in the Discord, Alloyd, and you did nothing to motivate them to come back onto the world.
Oh, okay.
That falls on
yeah.
you as a leader.
It does.
It does fall as a leader. Yeah, you want to make people work more, create jobs, make people do more in the world, but you didn't do that. I will.
Okay.
I'm
I
on
don't know about
Discord.
that
I will work more to invite people onto the
I
world.
don't know about
Find
that
new
one.
people to help. I
Okay.
mean, it's the truth. You look at the facts.
At least I'm
Alright.
not gonna make. At least I'm not gonna do smoke houses or Nazi
That's right.
camps.
That's right. He does do smokehouses, and he will be a dictator making certain camps for the rebels.
No, I would not do that because I'm
Not
not
you,
a rebel.
Cobra. Not you,
Where?
Cobra.
Oh, Cobra.
You
Yeah,
did-
of course, Cobra.
Oh, okay.
All
You're
right,
talking
we're
about
gonna go ahead and move on
Yeah.
to the next question here.
Shoot him down.
Again,
Ultra real
starting
quick.
from- Yeah, what's up?
So I have a question from a follower on here.
Okay,
He's
what's up?
asking. Would you like to ask it again?
Yeah, I mean, you could repeat it, but like, if you guys are trying to get builders, then why are you gonna make the rules more strict?
So if you're trying to get builders, why are you trying to make the rules more strict?
Because only the best builders are
Good
going to be
question.
able to
Good
build.
question. The problem is we
Only
want,
the best. Who
we
wants to go
want
first?
qualified. We want qualified builders in the world. It can do what the standards. The easy standards are don't build dicks in the world. We don't want that. We want people who are actually real people and they know how to build right.
Yeah,
Okay,
but they're
that's a
asking why
simple.
we should be strict.
Why?
We should be strict because we have the immature people come in here and do that kind of stuff. I agree with you, Alloyd. You were mentioning building reproductive organs on the world, which is unnecessary and immature.
Yeah, and then the other thing,
Having
I
stricter
disagree.
laws,
I understand
having stricter
that,
laws
and I
are
agree with you
important.
too.
The
And
more
then the
strict
other
we
thing,
are,
I would like to have
the more
stricter
capable
rules
of-
on here for two
oh my
reasons.
God.
For stricter reasons on this world is because we got a lot of people on this world that grief and take blocks and do stuff they shouldn't be doing. That's not right. That's not the right thing to do. Nobody should be doing that at all. Period.
The more stricter we are, the better we'll be. I'm telling you, it's gonna work.
I don't want to
You're
make.
a
All I'm
law-abiding
going to say is.
citizen.
All I'm going to
Strict
say
laws
is I won't make
are
it
easy
that,
to
I
follow.
won't make it that strict. I won't make it that strict to the certain point you cannot wiggle around. Okay, that's not.
Well, you don't want people to ring on. That's
So
like
you want
illegal immigration
loopholes?
with borders. That's like with illegal
no,
borders.
I never said that. Second of all, I want
Might
everybody
as
to
well
have
consider it the
wiggle.
I want to see your
thing.
tax
I want,
return.
Listen. I want enough room for them to do a little move. Like if, for instance, like when you get up from your chair, you want to wiggle around and shake around a little bit and move around a little bit.
That's a bad
That's-
analogy.
You gotta
We're
have
gonna
a
go ahead
chance to
and
move around.
move on to the next question here. What building styles do you wish to see more of? Psycho, you're first.
Well, obviously modern. That's pretty important. You want to advance society. You want more modern stuff. Not really old kind of ugly builds, but we don't typically have that in the world. So obviously industrial, stronger economy, obviously rural areas, which are a necessity for people to view server, who do hard work, and of course urban areas, because every part in the world, every state in this country has urban areas, and I think if we add them, it'll make the community look even better. Now people say urban areas aren't the best, but every place has them, and they're gonna be there. It advances the world, it makes more builds, and it provides more homes for an economy.
All right, Alwood.
Can you repeat the question?
Yes.
Oh,
What
God.
building styles do you wish to see more of?
My good question on that. I would like to have some older buildings and newer buildings crash eventually. That would be my goal. To see moratorium mansions and basically more of that, and some new industrial buildings and stuff like that. I'd like to see that in this lifetime.
But why do you want to add Victorian? I mean, Victorian style builds are nice, but they don't advance the society. What do? They're just there for show.
No.
Why waste resources to do that? When we could build
I want to
something better?
mix it up. I want to mix it up in different buildings. Any building you want to make, it's fine with me. The problem is as long as it looks presentable.
Bro, I mean, I have a friend who is in this world who does want to make rural industries in his own area. I mean, he's working on his own area right now. I won't disclose his name with you, but he for sure does that, and I know he supports me
I already
for
know
that.
who you're talking about, and I agree with that. I totally agree with that. The problem is
But
gotta
you focus
have,
on Victorian
you gotta
buildings.
have you gotta have an idea. You gotta have proper
Let me go ahead and
knowledge.
stop you there. Desert Cobra, if you want to answer that.
Yes. I would like to expand our diversity in our culture and stuff. I'd like to see more different build styles than the typical urban and modern builds that we see on this world. If it goes towards, Oriental style builds and things of that nature, just to expand our variety and welcome in more people to grow our foreign relationships with these other types of builders.
How can you have foreign relations if you're a dictator? Typically, a dictator wants to rule the entire world, right? So foreign relations, you would just be destroying the other economies. Basically, what Germany was trying to do back in the 40s. I mean, it's just that simple.
We'll go ahead
I'm all
and go
about
into
expanding our reach and building
so that you
a
can
greater
control
community.
everybody and destroy the other economies, right? Okay.
I'll go ahead and just that's pretty much our next question here. So I'm going to start with Psycho. What do you think about the current foreign relations, and what would you like to see? Like, would you like to stay close to them, or would you like to stay away from them? And besides foreign relations within the server, let me actually add this on to the question. Let's say
Okay.
other people outside of the world, outside of the server, other competitors, if you will.
Of course, that's a great question. Thank you. And I do actually have a pretty good example of the second part of your question. But let me answer the first one. Foreign relations are pretty important, right? You know, it's better to have good and strong ties with other economies and other countries. For example, Emerald's area, Russia. You know, under Alloyd's leadership, nothing got done with each other. You know, it's better to have good ones. This way, you are a stronger world and good society. He had horrible foreign policies. Along with that, Cobra's foreign policy, like I was saying before, won't even matter because he's a dictator. He'll take over the other economies and try destroying places like Emerald's area. As emperor, that's not so good. I will ensure that we have good ties with Russia and the UK and other countries that are being built. We will work together to ensure that the safety of the entire view server, is strong, and of course prevent any kind of threat that could come to us. Now to answer the second part of your question, which is about other people from other worlds and competitors. So not too long ago, I was in this world working on the courthouse, and an old member of this world, Alpha, came and joined the server, and he was taking pictures. He was talking crap about the world, saying that his server's better. He's trying to get people to come over to it. And eventually I did kick him out for that. I was defending the view server. I told them, it's more advanced, but they didn't want to listen. So eventually, they became immature children, and I got rid of them.
Kick this person off the server without any consultation of any other members of the server. You just took it upon yourself to make an executive decision
when there's no members
to
on the
eject
server.
somebody from the server. Like what I was
A
talking
member
about
that has
beginning of
already
the
been
debate.
banned in the past and used another account to get on. So your argument right there is flawed, sir. Don't bother using
He
it
was
again.
banned on a different account.
Yes,
a
and
completely
Ultor,
different
yes,
person.
and Ultor doesn't want anybody coming back on the world, and I think Al would agree that anybody who's griefed in the past wouldn't or doesn't deserve to come back, especially if they're banned. So therefore, he shouldn't have been on the world. I took care of it. Other people in there.
I
Alwood's
agree.
VP
Did you
was in
call
there.
me a dictator?
You are a
Okay,
dictator.
hold on.
Removing people.
I agree.
I'm gonna-
With,
No,
uh,
you're a dictator
I
by
agree with
taking over
Psycho.
economies.
I agree with you, Psycho, and I disagree
Well-
with you.
Let me go ahead. Actually, I'll wait if you want to answer that question. Go ahead.
I
and
will
start
agree
talking.
with that. The problem is once they use a different account, they should be banned. Period. It doesn't matter if
yes,
you make
thank you.
100 different. If you make 100 different accounts, you're still banned. You're
the same
still
person.
The same person, regardless. I don't agree with anyone coming on here and griefing again. We are going to make strict rules underneath my leadership.
Bro.
All right. Desert Cobra.
Can you repeat the question for me?
Yeah. So the question is, what do you think about the current foreign relations within the server, and would you like to either stay close or stay away from those relations? And also, this applies to other servers other than ours currently. You know.
I would like to expand our foreign policies, build trade alliances with other nations in order to grow our community and help each other expand our reach. And when it comes to outside of our current server and stuff, I would love to be able to reach out to other server communities and possibly maybe even work with them on collab builds and stuff of that nature to, you know, get more people involved and spread our reach, as you would say.
All right. Next question here. Psycho. What do you think about sorry, wrong question. What would you like to see done to the economic aspect of the world, either choosing to kickstart capitalistic or socialistic views?
Good question, because it's very important, and we can see by the last administration there was a failure and flaw. Bro, so of course we want a strong economy. You can't get that under a dictatorship because it's failing. It fails for everybody in other worlds, other countries, I mean. Under the previous administration, nothing got done. It reminds me of Joe Biden and Obama's administration. So to make a strong economy, we will add as many people as we can that are strong and that are skilled, that have been approved by our application process, and that we know we can trust, which will mean more jobs, more builds, and a stronger economy. Capitalism is all that matters. We can't go to socialistic views because it just, it fails. In the past, Cuba, Venezuela, all these other places have failed due to communism. Excuse me, that's my alarm. But that's about it, yes. Capitalism is all that we need to worry about.
All right. Alwood?
Can you repeat the question?
Yes, so what would you like to see done to the economic aspect of the world, either choosing to kickstart capitalistic or socialistic views?
Capitalism would be my point of view, and I would like to make a start market in some way, like something you could look forward to on this server. It's interesting to make the server more interesting in our servers. I'd like to make like a thing that like you could keep track of how much you're making in the world and how many people are in the world and that kind of stuff.
Bro, that's not stock market though. That's not stock market. That's just racial profiling in the system.
No, it ain't. That's
It's
not
profiling
racial
races
profile.
in the system.
Okay,
You're trying
no,
to find
no,
out how
no,
many
no.
there are.
No, that's not what I said. And
You
you're
did say-
putting
you
words
said
in
you're
my
trying to
mouth.
find out
You're
how many-
putting
I'm not-
words
I'm
in my
not-
mouth. You're
I'm just
putting
Alwood,
words.
I'm
Okay,
not. You
no,
just
no,
said
no.
you just said that you want to know how many people of each race there are in the world.
Never said that.
You mentioned
No.
You mentioned Jamaican. I don't know why Jamaican first. But
I never said that. You fake
it sounded like you
news,
said
son of the
Cobra.
pig.
Did it not
Alright.
say like
You
you
fake
sound Jamaican?
news. You're fake. You're fake news. You're
Did
fake.
it not sound like he said
fake.
Jamaican?
You're so fake. I did not
I'm
say
not
that.
fake.
I
It
said
sounded like you said Jamaican.
Totally
No.
zoned out on what he was saying. I wasn't even listening.
I am not gonna talk to you because second
mean,
of
it
all,
sounded
you're
like you
fake
said
news.
Jamaican.
You're fake
Bro, he said-
news. And
I'm
second of
telling
all, my administration has done a lot for this community and have done a lot for this this server in general. And
Like
second
what?
of all, I am not Joe Biden. And
Like
second
what?
of all, you can take that to the bank. my friend.
Like what? What
Take
did you
that
do?
to the
Tell us
bank.
what you did. Tell us what you did.
I don't need to tell you what this did.
Well, okay, well then
I
don't
need
say
to,
something
no,
that's
I
false.
don't need to tell you.
Don't back
no.
up your claim. That's a democratic
no,
idea
no,
right there. You don't back
no.
up your claim.
No,
Let
you're
me go
just
ahead and
assuming.
let me ask Desert Coma
You
the
don't
same
back up your claims. I don't know
question.
what to tell you.
Fake news.
I'm
Alright,
all
Desert
about
Coma.
capitalistic views. I'd like to start a trade federation and use that to build up resources and stuff. And like I said previously before, build a great grand army of the Republic, and that would give many, many millions of jobs, and we could build our economy even greater and greater every day.
Only military jobs, though. A Grand Army of the Republic would be only military jobs.
We're not talking
would
about
affect society.
military.
People don't
We're not
build
talking
the
about
stuff.
military. We're talking about human beings at work for everybody here. Okay,
You
we're
can't
not
advance
in
the
a fucking
economy
military.
if you're trying to
Not
make an army
everybody's
only.
a fucking military person. Come on, be honest here.
There's no need for cursing. But I agree. You can't advance an economy if you just have an army only. You need people to build certain things. Not ones that you mentioned
Exactly,
industrial
that's what-
builds. Not ones
Like,
that you mentioned
like
industrial
You still
builds.
professional
have
builders
to
that
build
build
things
houses.
to build an
Are they
army.
military
You
too?
have to
You can't just build an army. You
mills
need an economy to
and
build an army
manufacturing
first.
plants and
You need an
everything
economy
before
to
you
build
can
an
even
army.
build that.
Which you have not mentioned yet until just very now. This second.
You want me to go through every step? Okay, well, basically,
I don't know. I'm saying
we-
that you didn't mention.
we gotta
that
start
you were
off
talking
with
about
the
industry.
babies.
I talked about
and
industry.
then they got to
Alec
raise
partially
them,
did. You didn't.
and then they got to go to school, and then they got to learn how to do a trade, and then they got to
Okay.
go find a job,
Like for example,
and then they got to
for
go
example,
get the
for
job,
example,
and then
like
they got to
Emerald
build
here,
the stuff.
like Emerald, like
Please, I have to mention
okay,
everything.
like Emerald right here. Is he your soldier? Is he your soldier? Does he belong to you? Is he like part of your military in some way and I didn't know about? Or am I part of your military I didn't know about?
Who are you talking about?
Wait, what? No, I mean, I kind of get what he's trying to say, but let me say this. You can't, basically, you can't force people to be in the army unless you are drafted.
I
because
never
of
once
war.
said anybody.
You
would
said
be
you wanted
forced.
to build you said you wanted to build.
You
a
wanted
grand
to build an
of the
army.
Republic.
You just said.
Just
But a lot of people are
building
gonna
an
say
army
no.
does
A lot
not
of
mean
people-
I have to force
you
people.
Cold
A lot of
said
people
you
are gonna
want to
say
build
no,
an
and then it
army
won't be that
with
grand.
everybody in it.
It won't be a grand army if people say no. It'll only be a grand army if they're forced into it and are all in the military. Not every single person, but a majority of the population.
All right.
Okay.
So
I
we're
never
gonna go
said it was
ahead.
a forced to sign up. Those were your
But
words, not
it
mine.
will be a force because then it won't be a grand republic. It won't be a grand army.
We'll go ahead and go with the next question here. This is our last question, actually. Starting with Psycho here. What makes you better than your opponents?
Well, it's probably the best question of the
Opponents.
night because everything about me makes
Here
me
we
better
go.
than my opponents. Basically, I have realistic views. You know, I'm not a dictator. I don't want to rule the country based off of Star Wars. But I don't plan on becoming a socialist leader. I want to have a strong economy. I want the world to be advanced. It's proven in the past that Alloyd's administration didn't do that. You know, I want to advance the world as much as possible. If we resort to what my opponents want, it'll be a recap of 2020, which, of course, nobody wants. A dead server. Of course, no offense to that, but it wasn't as... Excuse me. Why was I hit?
What?
Who's trying to assassinate me, bro? Virus, take care of it. Find him. But and it's the guy in the back. So Minecraft man. It's Minecraft man in the back. Oh, it's revamped maybe. Oh, I think it's maybe revamped. I don't know. Emerald.
Don't start assuming who it is.
I
You
saw
have
him whip out a
aiming
weapon. I saw
for me.
Minecraft
They
man
were
whip out a
aiming
weapon.
for me.
See, of course, that's a
They were
dictator.
aiming
See,
for
right
me.
there. That's a
Probably
perfect
you
example. No,
trying
quiet.
to
That's a perfect
assassinate me.
example. That's the perfect example of someone trying to take over the country by eliminating someone who actually has realistic views.
Are you
As I
blaming
was
this
saying,
on me?
the
I'm
only
up here on the stage with you.
yes, but your vice president just had a weapon in his hand, so I can assume that it was him who tried
Matt,
doing
what
it.
are you talking about? What are you talking about?
Not you,
He's
Alloyd.
been-
Pay attention. As I was saying, the only thing we can do now as a community is vote for someone that can make the server great again. Thank you.
Howard, same question to you.
Yeah.
Go ahead, repeat the
Alright,
question
oh.
because I gotta hear.
Dude, he
this
just shot
thing
me. It was sulfur. Like, you can't assassinate during the debate. Did you not listen to the rules?
Shh. Hey, zip it,
You didn't listen to the fucking rules.
zip it. It's not your turn.
Allie, shut the fuck up.
Okay, go ahead, repeat the question, Mr. Eltor. Yes, sir.
Yes, it would be.
Kill him, virus. Kill him.
What makes you better than your opponent?
2 things. I'm not a dictator. I'm not a dictator.
I didn't call you
And
a
I'm not
dictator.
gonna-
I didn't call you a
I'm not
dictator.
the one that's lying to the public about what his ideas are, because he's gonna make a whole bunch of Nazi camps and he's gonna make you work. I got proof. We all got proof of this. And second of all, he thinks he's a better leader than me. I did a lot for this server. I
You
got
didn't,
this
though.
server going. Yes,
Go ahead,
I
name
did.
one thing.
Yes.
Why is it dead then? Why is it dead?
Why is it dead? Because we have
Bro,
Corona.
nobody's on. Nobody is
we
on.
have
Why is it dead?
Corona. We have
No, that's not
Corona.
that's not a reasonable excuse. If people had Corona, they could still play Minecraft. I did. I had Corona. Everybody who plays on this world is at least younger than 30. So there's a very low
Second
chance
of all,
of people
if
getting
they
it.
don't want to come on, if they got school and they got to catch up on their homework and stuff, that's one of the reasons.
Today's
you're gonna-
Friday.
I'm not talking about Friday. I'm just talking
It
in
doesn't
general.
matter.
You know,
Pe-
it's
it doesn't matter. In the summer, nobody was still on here. Not as many people as you think.
yeah.
Sure,
what
people
do you
will come
want?
once in a while, and you should have led them better. I mean, you didn't. I don't know what to tell you. That's your fault.
I
It's on
actually
you.
did. You know what I mean? There's only so
didn't.
much there's only so much things I could do at the time.
You could have
know,
done
I
more.
wasn't
That's
in,
for sure.
I wasn't.
I know I would.
I wasn't in good health myself, and you know what? I'm partly to blame for that, and I will confess to that.
And you shouldn't
Problem
be
is-
president.
No,
Yeah.
Why-
That's a,
no,
that's
no.
a simple.
no.
Just like Joe Biden.
Okay.
He's not in good health. He shouldn't be president.
I'm not Joe Biden.
All right, Desert Cobra.
Plain and simple. I'm not these 2 other guys.
That's a pretty horrible example, but
I also
Pretty
defeated
much.
the Jedi and the Rebellion. I mean, that
Okay,
helps too.
stop with the Jedi stuff, please. Be
look, this other
simple.
opponent can't even handle his anger. I mean, come on. Do we want an angry guy in the White House? I don't think so.
No, I'm not angry at all.
You just
You
scream.
get
Can I
angry. You
do
told me to
a-
shut the fuck
can
up
I do a
like 10
write-in
minutes.
question?
Sure, go ahead.
I did miss most of this debate. Hold up. But my question to all of you, what is the single most important, like, what do you call it, like, legislative idea or policy of your, campaign?
Who's going first?
Psycho, you.
I don't care.
All right. Well, basically, I think economic growth and stability is important. More jobs we have, the more builds we can make, and the larger the world can grow and the economy can grow. The less builds, nothing happens. A worse economy, nothing happens. So it's important to have a strong economy to ensure that the world grows. That's the main thing that you should worry about: growth, economic growth.
All right, Alwood.
I would like to add more players to the game and to build New York and build all these different states. And I want to finish up with this last question: is, do you really want these 2 running this server into the ground? That's not gonna. That shouldn't happen. You know what I mean? Really, it shouldn't.
All right.
You don't know how we run into the ground. You didn't say why we'd run into the ground.
You
just said
would.
that we would.
You
Bro,
will.
you don't have
run
any
it-
reason
you
as to
will
why.
Run it into.
I've
the ground.
already built
Basically,
cities
you've already run into the ground. so-
doubled the size of our server. I don't think I'm going to run it to the ground.
Yeah, that's what I wanted. I want to double the size as well. I want to double the projects.
I want to
the
double
efforts.
the size to triple that. Okay.
You just said now you're just changing it because we said something. That wasn't your main idea. You didn't say that before.
Oh
You're only
my
saying
God,
it because you're
shut
trying to
your
best us.
mouth.
But it doesn't work. People can realize that. They see it.
Yep.
Economic
ahead.
growth
Yeah.
and builds is what matters. Economy, strong economy builds a better world.
I
And
agree.
everybody knows that. Everybody knows that. Thank you.
Wealth,
Thank you.
strength, and power will grow our server tenfold every year.
All right. Well, that pretty much concludes this debate here. I mean, if you all have anything to say to each other, I mean, he pretty much
Vote for
talked.
Cobra to have his
good luck.
protection.
Yeah, absolutely.
Uh,
Good luck.
All right.
Good luck, Psycho.
So
And
I will
good
be.
luck to you.
I will be ending the stream here now. I will be posting the voting link in the
He just left
Discord
the stage
chat.
before it was over.
Yeah, that's fine. You could go ahead and leave. But yeah, that's pretty much about it. Now, once you do leave here, we'll go ahead and count the votes in. Should be, I mean,
Bro, there's no assassination in this building.
should be really.
Can we be like
coming
Pennsylvania?
into-
Take
but
like
yeah, that's pretty much
50%
it.
votes?
No, we're gonna count them. I mean, they'll be on Discord,
Virus,
so you'll
virus.
see it on there. But yeah, that's pretty much about it. Thank you all for tuning into the stream. If you couldn't make it, there's a link in the YouTube channel to vote, and that about sums it up. Thank you all, everybody.
Good job, El. Good job,
Yeah,
everyone.
good
Okay.
job. Good job.
Okay.
Good. Just so you guys know, there's nothing personal about this.
I would
Yeah.
have
I have no
Oh,
personal
Hey,
feelings.
hey,
Turn that shit down.
Yeah.
I was laughing so hard, dude. I was like, I can't even think straight. That's why I
Okay,
myself.
okay, I have to commend